Adopted. The first reading.
The EU will now hold migrants in offshore detention centres after the European Parliament approved its strictest ever migration law. Right-wing MEPs burst into chants of send them back after winning the vote.
Adopted. The first reading.
The deportation hubs will allow the EU to detain migrants with no right to be in the EU for an indefinite period, or until they can be returned to their home country. Only unaccompanied minors would be exempt, meaning families with children could be held in the so-called return hubs. MEPs from the centre-right, the right-wing and the hard-right teamed up to push through the bill, which won by 418 votes to 218. As a Conservative bloc begins to emerge in the Parliament on migration issues.
On the agenda, the report by Mrs. Brigmont on the EU-Pakistan Agreement modification of concessions on tariff rate quotes. Vote on consent by roll call vote. The vote is open.
The EU will now have the power to set up agreements with external countries to house the deportation centres, as well as the ability to search the properties of suspected migrants. A key provision, in theory, allows the bloc to deport migrants while their appeals are ongoing, ending the current system where deportations are automatically halted while an appeal goes through. However, courts will retain the ability to do this on individual cases. Migrants can now be detained before deportation for up to 2 years, up from the current 6 months, and for an unlimited time period for those considered a security risk. Entry bans will be toughened, up from 5 to 10 years for those entering the EU illegally, with the possibility of a lifetime ban for those considered a security risk. Socialists and left-wing parties could be heard shouting "Shame on you" as MEPs celebrated their win.
We move to the... It's adopted.
The move will be welcomed in Britain despite the Labour government